With the media process complete, we're now ready to perform the media process test. Now this test has two stages. The first stage is to render the project you see before you, which is the biometric scanner. Now this particular test quickly tells me if it does build the product to the MPEG-4 standards. If I'm happy with this part of the test, then I'll move forward and do the game anime rendering. I do this before anything else because why invest time on the editor if it can't build the products to the standards that you want to use? We've now got the media process screen in front of you, and I'll walk you through the various areas. This is the executive dashboard, and in this dashboard you see if there's a bottleneck occurred and what caused the bottleneck, what was loading the CPU at the time, and also what is the overall CPU load and GPU load. Now the GPU is the NVIDIA, and so what all this area is telling me what the GPU load is. Now this particular platform uses the i7, which is a quad core. A quad core basically has 2 threads per core, and a thread is known as a logical CPU. So what I'm doing with this particular area is to see if the load is balanced across all those logical CPUs. So that's the CPU. We're now looking at the Process Explorer. The blue square just shows you the overall performance of the platform itself. This part of the Process Explorer is telling us what resources is consumed by the actual editor, which is the star of the show, and as you can see is Vegas Pro. So now I've given you a walkthrough of the baseline on everything that's going on here. Let's see how this performs. Now, if you've already seen Movie Studio, you'll see a lot of similarities to Movie Studio and Vegas Pro. The first similarity is this area here. You get a set of presets, and you can pick a preset and tweak it using Customize the Template. Now again, this particular template is very similar. So what you've got here is the name of the template, and it gives you a synopsis of what that template will do. The areas that you will change would always be the frame rate, and here the data rate, or the bits per second. Now this particular area here is set to the same settings that all the other editors work to. This is the high resolution end. This particular bit here is saying use the CUDA, and I don't know if you've seen this before, but when you use the CUDA you can check if it detects it. But here you go. What I do here is I'm going to set the data rate to what is I would say a common one, which is 6 megs average, and a max of 8 megs, or 8 megabits per second. This is the audio. And in the system, a quick check, GPU, as you can see, detects the CUDA device. So I should be seeing this use the CUDA. Now, if you've seen the Movie Studio first, you'll find it was slightly disappointing. I'm hoping that the Vegas Pro doesn't behave in the same way. They use Main Concepts encoder, and I'm finding a pattern with a lot of the editors. There's 25% of these editors use Main Concept to do the MPEG-4. And there seems to be a lot of them having issues. So going to render the project, and it is very fast generally with the biometric scanner, but as I said before, the whole purpose of the biometric test is to see if the editor builds quality or MPEG-4 files to the standards. So that was 25 seconds for the NVIDIA product. I'm now going to try using the same environment, but this time using a different set of libraries, the OpenCL libraries, and see if they add anything to this. So all you're seeing me now is just making sure that the preset and everything else is configured for the OpenCL. I'll start rendering. Now we're ready, and it's going through, and it takes about 35 seconds. Just done the job, goes through, and there you go, 35 seconds. So it's a lot longer than the CUDA, so I see no advantage if I wanted to use the OpenCL libraries. I see no advantage with this platform in doing so. I'm now just going to use what they call a GPP, or CPU only. Now GPP stands for General Purpose Processor. So this is not going to use any of the GPUs or hardware accelerators. So here it goes, monitoring the resources. And it's peaking very high for the CPU, so you'd expect that. And it's 33 seconds, so the CUDA does actually add a benefit, but sadly it's still the same story. The container passed but no HRD data, and as I said before, to understand the significance of this is to go in the test criteria, and it explains that all in better detail. Looking at the overall usage of the resources and how efficient the system is, it is not that efficient at all. And so to me this is very sad, because Sony is such a strong name, but this product is really not performing very well at all, and then I do not know why. The main concept, I've come across one or two other editors and they do it a lot better than what's happening here with Sony. But anyway, I did persist. I decided to render the game anime purely because of my passion for Sony and PS3, but I was getting the same kind of performance that I got out of Movie Studio. The CPU load is not that good. The graphics load is there, but I'm not seeing that translate into proper burn rate as far as efficiently building the product. And I don't understand why. There has to be something wrong here. The CUDA is definitely underutilized, and so is the GPU, because as you saw, if you look at the power director, it blitzed this, and this can be done in sub 1 hour, and this didn't do that. It was a lot longer. So to me, I will continue with the two products, but I think this really does need a revisit. I try to get hold of technical support, and all I'm going to say about technical support is, being a professional, it was not much fun. I mean, I did give them all the information, more than what you're seeing here, and all I got back was there's something wrong with the machine. Now, if you can imagine, you've got this data here. There are so many editors that actually do better than theirs. Why is it my machine needs to be visited? They should be asking the fundamental question, which is, why doesn't their application perform anywhere near as good as all the others on the same vanilla machine? That being said, I've shown the very similar video to other developers, and they did something about it, and they found that it is correct. I mean, my machine cannot turn off HRD, only they can, and I know Main Concepts will let you do it, so it's something with them. So to me, technical support are not good ambassadors for Sony, and to me they should come out of the checklist and start studying the videos that I sent them.